Your stories, our community. This is Local 5 News with Paul Evenson and Chief Meteorologist Luke Sampe.
Well, good Sunday morning to you. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Paul Evenson. It is straight up 6 o'clock. And I have the pleasure of having Mr. Luke Sampe in with me this morning. Good morning to you, Luke.
Good morning to you, Paul. Good to be with you and everyone here joining us on this beautiful Sunday morning that we have underway right now. What a really a great weekend. You can't, it's been tough to get a good weekend around here, it seems, where you get 2 dry days, and we will definitely continue on in that direction. Let's go ahead and show you what we have for temperatures right now. It's in the low to mid 60s as you get going at this just past 6 o'clock here. 67 already in Oshkosh. We've had a few clouds mixing in, but a beautiful sunset yesterday, and now a beautiful sunrise here as we go into the next little bit. So 72 degrees at 8 o'clock. We'll be into the low and mid 80s again, timing out a few storm chances and a big warm up going into the holiday stretch coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, like the sound of that, Luke. Thank you, sir. Developing this morning, Menominee Tribal Police are still searching for a young woman who was reported missing more than a week ago. Detectives say it has been 12 days now since 22-year-old Katelyn Kelly was last seen on the Menominee Indian Reservation in Kashina near County Highway VV and Silver Canoe Road. Police are asking that hunters, campers, boaters, and area residents keep an eye out for signs of unusual activity or anything out of the ordinary. Now, if you do see anything suspicious or have any information on this case, please contact authorities. Well, the small town of Pittsfield held a fair yesterday to raise money for its Parks and Recreation Department. As Local 5's Rhonda Fox found out, this fair helps the town invest into the community.
The town of Pittsfield is holding its first fair to fund the expansion of its park system.
We've built a playground here, but we've also got walking trails, some athletic fields, just some ways for people to be both active and enjoy the nature.
The town also wants to raise money to help residents with special needs.
One of the things that we had hoped to possibly do is add a hard surface to the playground area for disabled individuals.
Holding a fair in the middle of a pandemic is tough because things have to be scaled back, but families still come to support their community.
Well, we came out pretty much strictly to bring the kids. There's not a lot of events going on right now, so when one popped up that we were able to bring them to, we took advantage of it.
So many fairs are being canceled because of the pandemic, so the town of Pittsfield is socially distancing themselves from other vendors to help out one of their own.
The vendor that is here today is a Pittsfield resident, and he's suffering because all the fairs are canceled. So we're also giving one of our residents the opportunity to maybe make a little money today.
A lot of outdoor events and festivals and fairs, concerts, you name it, has been canceled or postponed for the season.
Pittsfield is investing in Eric, and now Eric plans to give back to his town.
We're going to donate some of our sales back to the park to help fund and maintain the park. I've got small children in the Pulaski School District, so it's a great addition to the community. My family and my kids are going to get a ton of use out of the park, so we're happy to give back.
In Pittsfield, Rhonda Fox, Local 5 News.
And in another Positively Wisconsin story for you this morning, a Green Bay family now knows what it feels like to own a home, thanks to Habitat for Humanity and the Silcom Green Bay Marathon. Chris Schuler was there as the Jimenez family got the keys to their new home, the 120th built by Habitat.
At a home on Chicago Street, the Jimenez family gathers ready to move into their first ever home.
Super excited, a little nervous, but excited. Waited for this day for a long time.
Last fall, Shailene Jimenez applied to Greater Green Bay Habitat for Humanity, whose mission is to help low-income households purchase an affordable home built by the organization.
We average right now 7 to 8 homes a year. In the last 10 years, that's what we've averaged. We want to be 12 to 15.
But building homes is expensive, yet Habitat had a partner who for the last 3 years has donated over $80,000 to this home and Habitat's mission.
It was really important to be able to give back to our local charities who do the tough work that they do.
Since 2000, the Silcom Green Bay Marathon has donated $1.5 million to 18 charity partners. For the last 3 years, Habitat has been on the receiving end of their generosity. And while the pandemic canceled this year's event, which instead was held virtually, Reardon says it's vitally important to make another donation.
We've had some tough adversity that we've had to deal with as a marathon, but we've always kept not only providing a world-class event, but getting money to our charity partners at the top of our agenda.
This is a complete surprise to us today, but it just shows the partnership that Cellcom has in believing in nonprofits.
It's a mission and a partnership that allows this family of 8 to purchase a 5-bedroom home, giving them the space they need.
There's 8 of us, so I have 3 teenage girls in one room, and here they're going to be able to have their own rooms.
This will change their life forever and their generations to come.
In Green Bay, Chris Schuler, Local 5 News.
Thank you, Chris. Well, in other Green Bay news this morning, Green Bay Mayor Eric Genrich and Police Chief Andrew Smith hosted a community meeting at the Divine Temple Church of God last week to both educate on and listen to policing concerns. The presentation focused on police use of force as well as insights into the police department's policies and procedures. The event also served as a way to encourage communication between the city, police department, and the community, and it allowed concerned citizens to voice their opinion.
The police department is here. We want to listen to what the community concerns are, and we want to respond to those concerns, because without a partnership, without working with the community, we can't make anything better.
And Chief Smith said that he hopes the city can continue community discussions like this one going forward. A local community honored one of its members who was tragically killed in a very special way. A motorcycle convoy paraded through the town of Peshtigo Saturday afternoon in his honor. Scott Rupert died last year when he hit a deer while riding his motorcycle. He had served in the Navy for 8 years and was also a cancer survivor. The community held a celebration of Rupert's life, which featured a raffle. The celebration not only allowed the community to remember one of its cherished veterans, but also helped raise funds for local charities.
My lesson from Uncle Scott is moments matter. He didn't leave anybody or any place without knowing that he enjoyed that moment with you.
The community came out and donated so many prizes. Scott's looking down on us right now saying, you guys did a really good job. I'm proud of you, as much as we were proud of him.
The money raised from today's celebration of life will benefit the Freedom for Patriots and the Pete and Elaine Lespernici Cancer Foundation. Visit our website, wearegreenbay.com, to learn where you can donate. Well, as the 4th of July draws closer, cities across the nation are dealing with fireworks concerns. In fact, in some larger cities, people are confused on if they are hearing fireworks or firearms.
As Judy Christian wrapped up some yard work outside her North Minneapolis home, she knew the calm currently on her block wouldn't last long.
It's more steady, it's louder every night.
The distant booms and nearby crackles from late-night fireworks aren't just keeping her up either.
My dog is having a hard time sleeping. She's so nervous.
Since Memorial Day, the city of Minneapolis says there have been 295 reports to 911 about fireworks. There were only 16 reports during the same time span last year. The Nextdoor app is filled with posts from people complaining about the noise, while some wonder if they heard gunshots. A concern as shootings have spiked across the city along with the fireworks complaints. Sunday evening, as police investigated a Northside homicide, the explosive sounds filled the air.
Fireworks. Those of us who live up there. 3 o'clock in the morning, it's just non-stop. Is this the legal issue?
Even as police answered a question about them.
We would love to be able to have the ability to go after fireworks complaints, things like that, and we will when we have the time. But sadly, we're really focusing our efforts on the preservation of life.
Police say ShotSpotter technology can differentiate fireworks from gunshots, as can the ears of an experienced officer. Christian just wants to give her ears a rest.
So it's, as much as I'd like to have them quiet and have the police come out, they're not going to come out because there's more important things to do.
Well, up next, we are going to introduce you to a couple of brothers in Sturgeon Bay who are the 4th generation owners of a dairy farm. How they've been able to keep business going is in this morning's Ag Report.
Gorgeous start to our Sunday when we bring in a few storm chances and when highs soar up to 90 degrees in the Storm Team 5 forecast. Coming up next.
You're watching Local 5 News with Paul Evenson.